Hey guys, my name is Vic, and today I'm going to be showing you how to do two different animation techniques. For the first one, I'll be using noise, which is already under filters in Photoshop. For the second one, I'll be using Alien Skin Xone Effects Constellation, which is the name of the effect. And that's a plugin, so you're going to need to go to Adobe's homepage, and if you don't already have it, and install it. It's very simple to do, so if you know the process of installing brushes, it's the same thing except you go to the plugins folder and put that all in. So we're going to start off with just the basic text. I'm not going to do anything fancy here because I want people to understand the basics. And with Photoshop, it's such a great program that once you get a hold of the basics, you can do anything. You can apply it to just unlimited stuff, and it's really great. You can do this though with brushes. You don't necessarily need noise or the constellation. If you do have like glitter brushes or whatever, you can scatter those randomly over your text or whatever area you want to make animated with glitter, and it'll work the same way. But I'm going to be using a rule of 3, which is just 3 frames. I usually do that with a lot of my background animations or really simple stuff, but it makes it simple and it works. Although if you ever want to get into more complicated animation to really make it smooth, like sliding an object up and down a page or something, then that takes a little bit more frames. But for something like this, you don't really need too much time and effort, although I do like to take time and effort into what I'm doing. But I didn't want to get too complicated here and go through unnecessary process, because you guys would have gotten really bored, I guess. Although you might have learned something else, so I don't know. I will always be, I guess from now on, uploading different tutorials all the time. I'm actually going to school for graphic design, so I'm going to be learning different stuff on my own, which I'm very excited about. I've been doing graphic design for around 3.5 years, so I'm accustomed to Photoshop, but there's still some things that I don't, I guess, really know about it. Now, when it comes to the noise and when you're going to make that effect, I would definitely keep the ratio to somewhere between a 10 difference. 5 or 10, somewhere around there is really good, but if you go too far above 10, it kind of makes it look a little bit messy, as long as it's not like exaggerated, like a 25 difference from the original or whatever. But just keep it simple. It's really great. You can do more to the text after you've done it, like after I put a granite over it, I did merge the layers and do it that way. I usually, for my text, I do an emboss or whatever, but for glitter I don't think it works that well, so I never emboss it or anything like that. But you can always, after you do something like this, go back and edit it or something like that. Simple stuff. I decided I wasn't going to try to talk the whole time, although I know that I'm very talking. This is only my second tutorial, so I don't really know what to say, although I'm trying to give pointers and stuff. I guess the videos do most of it for you, but if you guys do have any questions or concerns, you can leave a comment on my page or something. You know, I'll try to reply and get back to you. And definitely in the future, I'll try to be posting more tutorials. I'm going to try to learn animation programs, so I'll go over that one. I really love animation. I think it's a great, great, great thing. It just looks so cool. Now, when I go to do the second one, I'll be using a transparent background when I save it. But for this, I just decided I was going to go ahead and leave it with a black background. When I save the second one, it'll go through with the same way if you don't want a background, but you still want that glitter effect with the noise. I did it that way because it was just easier, and I don't know. I always use a black background though to see what I'm doing, because it really brings out, especially if you have color. And now if you're doing something with gray, or you actually are using a color black, I would use a different color background to view your work against something, so you can see how eye-popping it is, or if you're making any mistakes or something like that. It's just a really good idea to keep a background over your stuff. And I'll go up for there. Now we're going to start with the other glitter animation. We're going to keep it within the same kind of font text and all that good stuff. So You can also make your own glitter brushes in Photoshop. So if you have you want to put it on a soft brush and go to the brush panel and fix the settings to where it's like scattered and all that, you can do the glitter that way if you don't actually have glitter brushes. There's just an unlimited amount of things you can do with Photoshop, which is great. So we're going to continue to do it this way. Okay. And like I said, it doesn't matter. You can do this with anything that you want to. It doesn't have to be text. You can do it if you want like a glitter border. The same thing applies. If you want a certain section of your piece to be glittered, you can do this. It's not limited to stuff. And also, the great thing about the glitter animation, or glitter plugin, excuse me, the Constellation, is that you have different settings on it. So when it says keep the original image, you don't necessarily have to. And if you do it that way and your image, text, or whatever is big enough, then you can do an outline of that, and then it'll show an outline in that form, and it'll look really, really pretty. Because Constellation has a lot of different star techniques and stuff that you can do. You can make the sizes bigger or smaller or whatever. I'm just going to go with small stars on this. I don't really need any big fancy. Just again showing the simple process. I actually started on this because I learned it from somebody else who was using Coral instead of Photoshop, and it goes hand in hand, which is why I also downloaded Jazz Animation Shop, which if you're doing smaller glitter text, it would be a better way to save it. I know sometimes that when you do the black background, then you gotta save it, because if you do the white or whatever, it won't show up sometimes. If you don't have it transparent, so it'll do with a black background or whatever, and then if you have a dark background, it'll show up really well. But if you just kind of don't have anything behind it, then it messes up and it's not really attractive. So. I'm trying not to be too confusing or talk too much, but and also, I mean, never start your canvas out really too big or too small, because you're going to need room to work with. And I know, like, if you're doing an old-fashioned Photoshop signature, then obviously you're going to know your dimensions. But a lot of times with text, people like to make a certain box and then use the brushes and stuff to go around it. Limit yourself to a certain box area or a certain canvas size, so you have room to see what you're doing, to zoom in, to zoom out, and fix mistakes, and really just give yourself room to work with. And that way, if you have brushes or background things that are too big, that you can exit out of those and go forward. Okay, so now I guess we're done. We're saving it.